And you mentioned there, that the gym should be, like, everybody's different, so the gym approach should be different for everybody. But are there set things that every guy should be able to do, like pull up, a double weight body rep on a deadlift? Is there anything like that we should be able to tick off to say we're a man?
Well, the fundamentals always work the best, and I hate to sound like an old fart, that an old school guy. But squats, bench, deadlift, overhead press, chins, dips, those are the basics. Those will yield the greatest results, the biggest return on your time invested. And if you're an athlete, you don't really want to be good at lifting weights. You want to use it for the purpose it's intended, and that's to make you stronger. You want to be good at your sport. And you'd like to spend more time doing that, learning the sport-specific skills on the field. That's what's important. So for most people, lifting weights is just an adjunct. It's just improves performance. And so it shouldn't be the majority of their time invested. You should be able to get the most out of it with the least time investment. And that's what happens when I work with football players or MMA fighters or any other athlete, is I try and use it for its intended purpose. And that's as little as is necessary to yield the greatest result, which is strength. And so I use those exercises. So anybody that goes to the gym for that purpose, to get stronger, should be looking at those fundamental exercises, like you said, the squat, the deadlift, the chin-ups, the dips, the overhead presses, those kinds of things.
And, is there targets that you set for particular people? Is it like, do your body weight in the squat, do your body weight on the bench? Or is it more just for what the person wants to do as an overall goal, like lose 30 pounds? Or?
Yeah, it depends on what their goals are. If they just want to lose weight, then I just want them to consistently be in the gym working their muscles so they don't lose muscle tissue at the same time. If they want to increase sports performance, then up to a certain point, you just want to get as strong as possible. And by that, I mean that you need to be strong enough. Sometimes once you reach a certain strength, the time necessary to get stronger may not be beneficial in terms of the benefit it yields. Just because you can squat, if you can squat 400 pounds, getting to 500 might not increase your sports performance nearly as significantly as the time necessary to get from 400 to 500. But if you're only squatting 135, getting from 135 to 400 is worth the investment and will yield a huge return in terms of sports performance. So, and also, everybody has a different starting point. When I first started lifting, I couldn't bench 135, but all the frat kids that were in the gym were benching 225. And so, for me, it's not about going 0 to 100. If I can go 0 to 1, then I can get results. Like, people can start building muscle and building strength. The body doesn't respond by, overloading it to some extraordinary extreme. It stimulate, don't annihilate. The body responds just by a little bit of overload, and then the adaptation process will make you stronger and yield some hypertrophy results. So it's a gradual process for me. I don't put a limit on it, and I don't put a max on it. The least you need to lift or the most you need to lift. I just start where the athlete is at their current level, and then try and, like I say, if you go from sitting on the couch to walking, that's improvement. If you go from drinking sugar sodas to drinking diet sodas, that's improvement. And so that's my goal, is to start with people where they're at and gradually build them get them where they want to be without overtaxing them, because then you might set them back. Some people might go to a training session, and I'll use the example of a CrossFit session. I've had so many people that would go in, and the coach might overtrain them the first time, then they end up for the next 4 days can't even move their arms, trying to do too much. Same thing can happen in weightlifting. You just can't overtrain a beginner and expect them to be able to recover and come back and enjoy the process. So it's gradual.